Welcome, everybody. It is the CSFL. I am your commissioner, JD, and we got a special guest with us, don't we, today? It is the owner of the Bears. Welcome, the owner of the Bears, Shane, and welcome to the league, first of all, and thanks for making the time.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. I'm so excited about you being a part of this league, and the Bears are one of those teams that we are all excited. Which way are the Bears gonna go for season one or for season two?
Oh,
So let's
you'll be
start
surprised.
off. Let's start off with the first question. Is with this preseason game, the Werewolves in the preseason game were able to run for 178 yards on the ground against your Bears. What happened in that preseason game, and what can be done to prevent this from happening again?
What had happened was not only was it our first game, but Darius Burke snapped offensively. He ran for 178, but I think he had a receiving touchdown as well.
Dude,
So he was just being utilized throughout like both sides, the running game and the passing game. So
absolutely.
he just snapped. He's a crazy good player, and not to take credit from him, but we still have to like figure ourselves out. It was our first game, even
Absolutely.
for them though. He knew what he was doing.
He absolutely did. But is there anything that you could possibly think of to slow this guy down, or do you think it's just something that's going to come with more time and chemistry?
I believe our chemistry on our defense wasn't really up to par. It started clicking together in the half after the half for sure, but in the first little bit, I was kind of like, "Oh shit, it's not gonna get good."
But yeah, the second half, you were saying they held them to 9 points, so that's pretty exciting. So they were able to shut them down to give you guys a chance to come back. The second
Yeah,
question I wanted to ask you was the
they didn't
Bears.
score a touchdown either
They
in
didn't
the
score
second
a
half.
touchdown in the second half, and actually, I believe you guys scored one touchdown every quarter or every quarter,
Oh,
so it was consistent.
put in the notes, fucking. Sorry.
It's okay.
Uh, we were just before halftime. We got the ball back with like 15 seconds, and Bill Morris hail married it down the field, scored a touchdown, and then we got the ball back immediately. We just couldn't capitalize on getting the ball right back. If we would have, the game probably would have ended different.
It was a great play. I'm pretty sure that was Dan Ware, the rookie, the undrafted rookie free agent that was picked up in the free agency. What a pickup that was, Dan Ware. The Bears entered the league with the top three rated offensive line, yet they still struggled to run the ball in the preseason game with a team total of 54 yards against this below average Werewolves defense. What's the Bears' plans on getting their star running back William Hillard more involved to help out Bill Morris in this offense?
Uh, our O line really struggled when it came to running the ball, yeah, but when it came to passing, note that same play we were talking about, that hail mary. Bill Morris had like all the time he needed in that pocket. He was just standing there looking. Just what are we gonna do? And then so they had a good. They were really good at protecting Bill, the Captain Morris,
Yep.
but they couldn't. I guess they couldn't lead for our running back. Hilliard couldn't get anything going, but it might have been just again chemistry. Our first game. I
Yep.
don't want to chalk everything up to that, but like,
It's hard not to. I totally understand.
and they also, with the fact that they did good protecting Bill. I know they're not like lacking. It just could have been a bad game for them. And the Werewolves could have had something going on defensively that I didn't know about. And they could have been just straight doing a better game plan for running the ball than they did passing.
Well, the whole league wants to know because at the beginning of every game, you can see what both teams call when the controllers are moved over. Both you guys, both brand new teams, called the Pittsburgh defense. Was that planned, or was that complete coincidence?
Complete coincidence.
Oh, wow, that
Yeah,
is
I
amazing.
wish I could say it was planned, but
Well, most preseason owners talk to each other and kind of come up with a plan together so they can kind of play because it's a friendly kind of preseason game.
our
But
me and the Werewolves owners' plan was just to run our starters because it was both our first games. We
Right.
played them the whole game
Right.
just to see what we can like what our team's worth was.
And to the Bears owners' point, Bill Morris did finish with a 140.6 quarterback rating with 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. So absolutely, Bill Morris was absolutely playing really great. And then the last question I'll end you off with is, before I let you give your last word in, is Week 1, the Bears' first game, franchise game, is on the road to face the Vipers, who are ranked by the experts, as I must do experts here, in the power rankings. Really, really high they were rated. Where do you place the Vipers on your top 10? And how prepared do you think your team is going to be in Week 1 to face these Vipers?
Uh, I'm really like confident, not to be cocky or anything, but you can't go into a game thinking you're gonna lose.
Of course. Of course. Had to ask
Never,
you.
never that. Yeah, no, never that. I think we're number one, but that's just tooting my own horn.
Wow. 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 Okay. No, that's okay. It's okay.
And then, so, anyways, I'm not. I'll go. I have something I gotta say about that, but I'll go on to the power rankings first.
Okay.
I have a. I don't really like. I didn't not that I wasn't interested, but I didn't really watch many of the regular season games because I joined like towards the playoffs, so I was more hyped for the playoffs.
Right.
I looked back at some of the records and like matchups just to have like a clear understanding because I was still voting and getting involved
Right.
that way, but I'm a member yet. So I really only have insight for like a top three, but I got the Rhinos, Cobras, and Blue Jays in the top three, but not in any particular order. They're just teams I got to watch out for. Like, if you get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're just getting an understanding of the league. But by that statement, Vipers aren't in your top 3. They're not in your top 3. So
Got it.
there's a statement there.
No.
So, okay. And do you think how prepared are you guys getting? Because you said again you didn't watch a lot of game film on these Vipers. So are you basically?
Oh, I did now. I meant
okay.
to give a power ranking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't compare them to the rest of the team. I can compare them to the 3 teams I'm worried about, but I've done some research now.
Good.
I'm still pretty confident, as you know.
Yeah.
I haven't really changed much going into this week.
Well, you should be confident with what a great team that you have there. Not only does he got Bill Morris and Blaine Strickland and William Hillard at running back, but the Bears owner also have this big 6'3" veteran in his 10th year, Ryan Dillon, and we're calling him the Villain Dillon. And this guy is a criminal because he robs defensive backs of their dignity, never mind the ball. So thank you so much for making the time, for being here, the Bears and Shane, and I'll leave you with your last point. I'll give you got 30 seconds or 50 seconds to finish the video off on what you think, and the floor is yours.
So first of all, I'm happy to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and obviously, I'm here to win. I'm not a loser. It's not in my blood. But then, anyways, to the team's like key points, I'm looking forward to seeing how Bill Morris plays. I gave him another tool in Dan Ware with the free agency.
Yeah.
So maybe hoping that he utilizes Strickland and Ware very well throughout the season. Ware being like he did a big play, but he's in for like the third back, like the slot back. I got him just to be a better backup because I had 2 really good starters, but the backups were like, nah. So
Right.
I had to find someone to kind of come in. Even if someone gets hurt, I'd rather have him than people I had before.
Right.
And then I'm also looking forward to Corin Rogers. He's a low rating right now, but I believe after the season's over, he'll be top notch. Everyone will be looking for him.
Absolutely.
13 tackles on our first game there. And then defensively, I think we are something that people will be surprised with this year. Considering we're a first-year team, I didn't get any draft picks for the defensive players. And this is all without draft picks.
Right.
And I signed a couple free agents. We're going to do really good. I'm very looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, and that was awesome. And thank you again for making the time. And that is the Bears owner, Shane. And he's going to make quite the splash for these Bears, joining the CSFL, the Canadian Simulation Football League. And again, what a great interview. And thank you so much, Shane.
Thank you for having me.